Well, the funny thing is I was watching TV with the wife and eating dinner, and I looked at the clock and it said 7:55, and I said, "Let me rush in there and jump on." And as soon as I got in here, it was 7:59, and like crap, it takes minutes to actually set things up, and
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for YouTube to. There we go. All right, we are. Hey everybody, welcome back
Hello.
to Misfit Corner Scams. This is the Artist Knows Andrew speaking, and we are live streaming. We've been live streaming for a while now. Yeah, I know. Well, let's welcome Avery, of course.
Hello.
Hello, and Merry Christmas to you
Yeah,
and to
Merry
yours.
Christmas.
Yeah. I need to start off by saying this. We will not have a special visitor this evening because after last year, the accoutrements necessary for that visit to happen were put in a bag and put on my top bookshelf and have not been touched since then. I pulled them down like a half hour ago, and there were vital pieces that were missing.
Oh.
So to the point where it's like I can't do it. It just can't be done.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, what is the jolly old Saint Nick without his hat?
Oh yeah.
I can't do it. I have no freaking idea where it's at. So in other words, I have failed myself, and I have failed the channel.
The chat.
And I am
delete the whole account. Delete the whole account.
That's it. I need to end it and just I need to go find something. I need to go find something new. I need to find
delete your channel.
Delete your channel.
Delete your channel with all your stealing people's content. Some weirdo. Like, what do you mean stealing people's content? That's literally his voice and him making stupid faces.
Yeah, I know. Anyway.
What's wrong with it? It's people commenting on your content that don't know what they're looking at.
Yes. I find it very interesting, but that's okay. All right, let's check in and see who's here. Sarah's here. Sarah says, "Good evening, all from 20-degree Connecticut." Oh wow, that reminds me, I got a scam call while I was on the trip to South Carolina. Avery, you'll get a kick out of this. I'm chit-chatting with the guy, right? Just trying to be friendly. And I asked him where he was, and he said he was in Miami. And I said, "Oh, very nice." I said, "So what's the weather like in Miami?" I said, "I'm looking at the odometer, the temperature gauge in my car, and it's 64 degrees where I'm at." And he goes, "It's 23 degrees here." And I went, "It's 23 degrees in Miami?" And he said, "Yes, 23 degrees Celsius." And I said, "Dude, nobody in this country uses Celsius. God, I mean, you just proven that you're just an idiot. That's like saying blue, white, and red. I want to slap them sometimes.
Yeah, but no one uses the metric system in America.
Yeah, well,
Sarah, or Celsius, or any of that.
I'm so sorry. It's 20 degrees. Please warm up soon. I hope you warm up soon. Aaron's here. Aaron says hi to everybody. Welcome. The Costanza's in the house. Says, "Let's all have a snowball fight." It's not happening here. Not happening here. Tattle's here. Says, "Like and subscribe." Thank you very much. Jim's in the house and says, "Good evening from 22-degree windy New Jersey." Oh, good. You guys can keep all that. I think this morning when I got to the shop, it was 44 degrees. So it was a little chilly, a little nippy here for Florida, but it ain't no 22 degrees, at least not for a while. So Glenn's in the house. Glenn says, "I'm back. Happy winter solstice." Thank you, sir. Welcome, my friend. 2008 Amp 1 says, "Hello. Hope you all are having a merry Christmas." I'm going to have a really good Christmas. You want to know why? I'm working the store today, working the store tomorrow, working the store on Monday, working the store Tuesday, and then I get to sleep in on Wednesday. You want to know why? Because I don't have any kids. And we're not supposed to show up at my parents' house till 2 o'clock. so I can sleep in because there's nothing else going on. And my mother-in-law's not here. She's on a cruise right now. So it's just me and the wife. We're just going to sleep in and until a dog or a cat wakes us up. And I'm so looking forward to it. And then Thursday morning, I have to get up and drive starting at 4 a.m. back to South Carolina in order to pick my mother up from the cruise terminal around 9. The things I do for that woman. It's okay. But I'm looking forward to Christmas. I'm looking forward to sleeping in. That is going to be wonderful. Tim's here. Tim says, I can't wait to see Santa. It's not going to happen this evening. I am so sorry. I wanted it to. I did, but I failed. I failed immensely. Daniel says, good evening, everyone. Welcome, my friend. Boomer's in the house. Says, yo, Boomer in the house. Hi to all the crew. Welcome. Sarah's here. Says, great calls, Glenn. Glenn does some great calls. And Glenn literally sent me an email one day that included like 6 recordings. And he sent a separate email and said, hey, am I sending you too much? Am I sending too much record? And I said, you can never send too much. I think that's fantastic. I love having a backlog of Glenn and Betty recordings. So the more the merrier. The more the merrier. Love it. Manuel says hello and Merry Christmas. Welcome, sir. BB's in the house. Says hello. Jim says hey to Manuel. Manuel says hey to Tim. Darlene is here. Says hi, everyone. 16 degrees here. Supposed to hit 5 below tonight. Damn, you all can keep that stuff. You all can keep it. Ugh. BB says Christmas greetings all from Xenia. Welcome. Glenn sends smiley faces. Manuel says hello to Sarah and Glenn. Screwing with Scammers says good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. Tim says good evening all from Western Kentucky. Manuel says hey to Darlene. Manuel says hey to Glenn and Ed Betty. It's a Costanza says, you think the scammers are getting gifts from Santa? Yeah, coal. Coal is what they're going to get. And there's probably some of them that appreciate it. Yeah. Manuel says, we are in cold weather in Louisiana. Yeah, how cold? What are we talking about, buddy? He says hello to Drew and Avery. Darlene says hi to Manuel. BB says hi to Avery. Yes, Avery is here this evening. Sarah says Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. I think that's what she was trying to say. Happy Hanukkah lights. Christina's here, says hello all. Welcome. Jim says got an early Christmas gift coming from a friend in California. A 14-inch laptop will be here on the 24th. Very nice. You don't happen to live in Albany, New York, do you? BB says, aw. Manuel says hello to BB. Jim says evening to Avery. Screwing with Scammers says extremely slow scammer calls today. I got a couple while at the store, but I honestly was very busy today and did not have time to play with anybody. So I did get one or two. I did get one accident referral one, and I screwed with the guy, but it barely lasted a minute. He didn't have any patience for me, which whatever. Manuel says hello to Christina. 2008 says 18 degrees in lower central Massachusetts. Oh boy. Christina says, I have a question for Avery. Hit me. Manuel says hey to Jim. Tim says, I am disappointed. Yes, I am disappointed in myself. BB says, smile. Yeah, I know what they're talking about. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sarah says, Hanukkah. Yes. Boomer says, hi there, Screwing with Scammers, and say hi to the missus. Manuel says, hey to Amp. Jim says, hey to Darlene, Screwing with Scammers and Sarah. BB says, hey to Manuel. David's in the house, says, hey, welcome. Screwing with Scammers says, hey to Boomer. Sarah says, sup, Jim. Manuel says, good morning to Boomer. Happy Sunday. Jim says, hey to BB. Screwing with Scammer says, hey to Jim. Glenn sends a picture of reindeers and smiley face. Well, Boomer says hi to Glenn, Manuel, and BB. Screwing with Sanders says, hey to Glenn. Okay, we're going to skip a couple of these. Wait. Darlene says, aw, Santa is resting up for Christmas Eve. That's exactly what is happening. That is exactly what is happening. You know what's so sad is I was on my way home. I stopped off at Walmart to pick up some stuff for the wife, including eggnog and some other stuff that she wanted. Had I realized, had I checked ahead of time and been prepared, I could have gotten what I needed to make this happen. And it's somewhere in this room. You guys see a very small, focused chaos clutter behind me. It's equally clutter all over the place. So, I mean, that's just the way it goes. Avery, is your workspace well organized, or is it cluttered?
I can't even actually use it right now. It's so cluttered. There's so much stuff I've had to jam in that room. I can't even use it right now.
I call it, what's the term I use? And I tell my sister all the time, and she hates it, because when she comes to my store, she likes to clean, she likes to straighten up, she likes to organize. It's controlled chaos is what it is. I know where everything is, even though it looks like stuff is stacked. I mean, when my store, my old drawing table is what I use as kind of like my desk at the store, and I have a computer and a scanner and all that other stuff. I have everything I need right in front. Next to it is kind of an open area that is just filled with crap that just gets piled on top of each other. If somebody came over and pushed a little bit, it would go all over the place and make a huge mess, and I'd be ticked at myself. But it's chaos, but it's how we live. It's how some of us live. And when my sister comes and she organizes crap, I can't find anything. Oh, I gotta tell you guys. Let me catch up. See who else might have chimed in. Let's see who else is here. Robert's in the house. Robert says hello there. Welcome. Robert says, glad to see you are not naked as per your scam response. Well, that one is going to get played. That particular story is going to get used again and again and again. All right, let's see who else is in the house. Jim says, got a Medicare scam call. They told me that Medicare enrollment is open until December 2025. They are not bright at all, are they? Let's see. Tattle says, speaking of metric, I had a scammer tell me the speed limit on his Florida street was 80. Yeah, I think that's a little too much. It's a Costanza says, you could make a new channel interviewing scammers one-on-one and call the channel Misfit Corner Scumbags. You know, it's actually kind of funny. I forgot, when I go into the store, I usually wear my Misfit Corner Scams hat, and then I switch it out for a Misfit Corner Comics hat that I have at the store. And there was a good portion of the day where I realized that I did not switch my hats, that I was wearing this one. And my buddy Ahmed says, oh yes, you were wearing your Misfit Corner Scammers hat. I said, does it say Scammers? No, it says Scams. That's Misfit Corner Scammers. That'd be like, that's not the same thing. Anywho, Manuel says, hey, I watched your video screwing with scammers. Awesome. Very good. BB says, I got to see my son on Christmas. Fantastic. Very good. Manuel says, Merry Christmas to Avery. Boomer says, I just hit the like. Very good. Excellent. Thank you so much. Screwing with Scammers says, thanks to Manuel. Tim says, instead of your weekly wrap up, let's hear a bunch of Betty. I'm working on it. Actually, I'm working on something different for Betty because all the Glenn calls are audio only. I'm working on syncing it up with some very simple animation. I showed you guys some of the stuff. I'm working on more of it. As a matter of fact, Glenn sent me Betty singing a scammer Christmas carol, and I'm hopefully going to have that ready for Christmas Day. It'll be a short, maybe. We'll have to see. I forgot how actual long it is, but that my goal is to get that done by Christmas Day. So I shouldn't tell you guys stuff that I'm planning on doing, because then when I fail to do it, I look like an idiot. Isn't that right, Avery? You should keep everything under wraps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boomer says, cold, not here in southern sunny California. Well, hey. BB says, brr, 16 degrees, forget that, makes 27, seems like a heat wave. Oh boy. Sarah says, hi to Manuel. Boomer says mid-70s during the day. And we got, like I said, it was, the morning started 44. By the time I was heading home, it was low 60s. But I mean, it was 82 yesterday or the day before. I mean, we have such huge swings around here. Screaming Scanner says, hey, from 62 degrees in Las Vegas. Very nice. We know somebody who just recently moved to Las Vegas, and he loves it. Junior here says, hey, hello, everyone. Welcome. Christina says, my grandson called today with news that his parents were in an accident, and he wanted me to send him $10,000. I don't even have a grandson. Christina, that's hilarious. You should have played with him. You should have messed with him. I actually had a guy call me the other day. I answered the phone, said hello, and it came up as scam likely. And the guy says, Dad? And I just started laughing. Yes, son, it's me. Tell me what it is you need. How much money do you need? Manuel says 44 in Louisiana. Yeah, we're about the same then. Glass Bottles in the house says hello, each and every one. Welcome. Darlene says, I'm staying in tomorrow. Too cold to breathe outside. Oh, goodness. Oh, I'm definitely going to the store. Supposedly this weekend is supposed to be the busiest shopping weekend of the year. I think the news was saying like 64% of Americans are planning on spending money this weekend. So I need to be out there getting my whatever little bit I can get. It's going to be this weekend. Plus, I'm planning on being open. My store, it usually isn't open Monday through Friday, just on the weekends. But I'm going to be open Monday and Tuesday in case anybody has last minute shopping to do. You never know. Might make a few bucks. Otherwise, I'll be sitting there. I'll be scanning comics and doing inventory, which is something that I love to do as well. Avery, I got to, what was I was doing the F's and the G's today, which included Fantastic Four, Fables, G.I. Joe, and just going through and scanning in all these different comics just makes me smile, especially looking at some of those ones from when we were kids, the G.I. Joes from when we were kids. That stuff's great. Love that stuff. But yeah, that's just me. Glass Bottle says, no rupees for scammers today. Nope, none for scammers today. BB says, I only get 1 to 2 a day now, and sometimes not even that. I wonder if it's because I signed up for Aurora Guardian and Bitdefender. That's a good... Hold on a second. I just want to check real quick. Now, like I said, I did not get an opportunity to answer every single call that came in. But let me just look and see how many calls I actually got today. I take my glasses off to see. All right. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I got 15 calls. Now, I only answered maybe 4 or 5 of them, and I only actually talked to maybe 2 or 3. But 15 calls for a Saturday, that actually seems kind of high for me. But what it is, it's funeral expense, it's accident helpline, it's student loan or financial assistance. I'm still getting a few marketplace calls, which I find interesting since the open enrollment for marketplaces is closed. But I mean, you can still sign up for the marketplace. It's just not going to go into effect January 1st. It's not for the first of the year, but you can still sign up for the marketplace, and they're still calling. I don't think I've gotten very many, if any, Medicare calls. What was the one I got yesterday that was different? Hold on just a quick second. Let me look real quick. No, it was a home security one. So home security is another big thing. But hey, all right, let's see what else is going on here. Christina says, do you know all of Santier's reindeers are all girls? Really? Donner and Dasher are girl names? I mean, that wouldn't surprise me, but okay. BB says, happy winter solstice. Sarah says, good evening to Jim, who says hello to Sarah. BB says, okay, screwing with scammers, thanks. Tattle says, question for Avery, how much do you screw with scammers? Avery doesn't like to play with them. He will make weird noises and yell at him and scream at him and do stuff to get them to get off the phone with him. He does get some scam calls, but he doesn't like to play with them. He doesn't like to do what we like to do, which is fine. No. Yeah.
I'll just be like, hello.
Haven't you played loud music or something for him before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of times I just go hello and pretend like I can't hear them until they hang up.
Good. Screwing with Scammer says, I had one call today where the scammer was only speaking Hindi, replied in Spanish, then cursed at him in Hindi. He hung up quickly. That's funny. Darlene says, no grandchildren here either, Christina. Christina says, Avery, do you hear stories about cryptids in Georgia? Cryptids in Georgia?
Cryptids?
Yeah.
No, not really. I'm sure there are some stories about Georgia. I'm sure they are. I know Bloody Bones was a thing.
Wasn't a bloody, not Bloody Mary. What was the one with I forgot what it was. I remember one that we used to talk. It used to be. I don't remember. So we have a new person here. M. Zishi says, "Tell me about subcuddy scams." Subcuddy scams. I have no idea what that is. Boomer says, "Hi, hi Avery." It's a Costanza says, you can use the Misfit Corner Scams hat in your store in case someone tries to sell you a fake counterfeit comic. That hasn't happened yet. Manuel says, hey to M. M says, hi. Manuel says, hey to Costanza. M says, this is Zishi. Okay. I'm not sure what that is, but okay. BB says, oh, great, Chris. Oh, gee, Christina. Manuel says, I watched news. A lady got scammed over buying sneakers for $35 a pair. She never got no package on a Facebook post. Yeah, you got to be really careful with those Facebook ads. There's a lot of scams going on there. Glenn says it's 2:28 long. Oh, the song. Okay, well then that I can't make that into a short. That has to be a regular video, which is fine. But still gonna make it happen. Christina says, I did mess with him. Very good. Boomer says, hi to Glass Bottle. Wow, is this post late? Let's see. 21. I'm only 6 minutes behind. I'm getting there. Glass Bottle says, I got my first grandpa scam call and told the scammer grandpa my laugh out loud. Very good. Screwing with Scammer says, do one thing, we will get you each and everything. Yes, they say that a lot. I've actually been saying that sometimes with the scammers. Each and everything, see if they pay attention, but oh well. Manuel says, my babysitter, we go to my baby's sister, not babysitter, two different things. We go to my niece's house on Thursday to celebrate Christmas. Fantastic. Boomer says, I'm eating mini M&Ms as I watch this. Want some? Absolutely. I have a wonton soup here that as soon as we're done, I'm going to eat it. I usually get Chinese on Saturday nights, and I usually save my wonton soup until after the show. It's kind of my own little reward to myself for doing a good job, for being here and doing a good job, being on time and doing a good job.
Good boy. Who's a good boy?
I'm a good boy.
Who's a good boy?
I'm a really good boy. Speaking of good boys, I got to tell you guys a funny story. So, especially on the weekends, when I'm wrapping up at the store, I go and I get dinner depending on whatever the ladies want. You usually have a set meal for Saturday night. Sunday night is usually whatever everybody wants. Sometimes it's pizza, sometimes it's something else. But on Saturdays, I leave the store, I go to the Chinese place, which is past Regency, pick up food for me. Then on the way back, I hit Panera, and there used to be a Starbucks right in the same shopping center as Panera. So I'd go in, order the Panera, walk over to Starbucks, get my wife a Starbucks, walk back to Panera, pick up the food, and head home. Really easy. It's on the way home, no big deal. Well, they closed the Starbucks because they built a brand new one, a larger one across the street. Matter of fact, it's in the same parking lot area as the Chinese buffet that we used to go to. So it's across the street. Well, last week when I went, I pulled up to the drive-through because it has a drive-through at 6:08, and the guy told me they were already closed. And I'm thinking to myself, they're closed? Okay, well, maybe they're short-staffed or something. I don't understand. It's only 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. I mean, it's not that late, right? Well, this evening, I went and I got the Chinese, went and got Panera, and I'm looking at the clock as I'm driving to the Starbucks, and it's 6 o'clock. And I'm like, what's the chance I'm going to pull up and they're going to tell me they're already closed, right? Now, granted, I get my wife a Starbucks. I get her a venti. It's usually almost $8 for what she likes. Venti, peppermint, white chocolate mocha, hot. That's what she gets, right? And I pull into the drive-thru. I look at my clock. It says 6:02. And the young lady comes on and says, I'm sorry, we're closed. And I said, great, saves me a whole bunch of money. Thank you. And she laughed and I left. And I got home and I told the wife, I said, I tried. See, I get credit for trying. I failed, but I tried. So I still get credit for trying, right?
Yeah.
So on the way home, I stop and I'm at a light and I just pull up Google Maps and I put in Starbucks, and there's a whole bunch of Starbucks in Jacksonville. There's not a single Starbucks from where I pick up food to going home. There is not another Starbucks anywhere along the way.
And they're everywhere.
There used to be one past where we lived, but that one, they closed it and tore down the building and they're rebuilding it or something. So there is not another Starbucks on Atlantic Boulevard. There just isn't, right? So I look it up and I look at all the dots for all the different Starbucks. Every single one, open, except for that one, that new one that they just built. It's the only one in Jacksonville, in all of Jacksonville, that closes at 6 o'clock.
Wow.
There are others that close at 7, and the majority close at 8. Even the one that's in Target is open till 8.
Yeah.
That one with the drive-through, which makes it convenient, closes at 6. Weird. But you know what? I get credit for trying, but I also saved money.
Yeah, nice.
I explained that to her. She wasn't really thrilled. She likes her Starbucks. So I told her, I said, now that I know, there's literally a Starbucks across the street from the flea market. And when I'm going home, when I'm not going the other way, I hit there first, and then I go whatever running around I need to do. But because I have to go the other way to get Chinese and Panera, I don't go to that Starbucks. That Starbucks closes at 8. So, needless to say, I can't say I didn't know anymore. And I'm shocked because now I know. But screw them. If they're going to close at 6 o'clock, I mean, really? Do any of you out there go to Starbucks? And do you know what time your Starbucks closes? 6 o'clock seems insane to me. I don't know why. 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock seems reasonable. But this is like holiday shopping time. Why would you not be open past 6? You know? You know what I bet it is, Avery? You know what I bet it is? And I'm going to say this, and I hope I don't piss anybody off. It's them damn Starbucks unions.
Damn Starbucks unions.
That's right. The unions probably said, hey, if we got to work in a Starbucks that has a drive-through when it's getting colder out, we don't want to work past 6 o'clock. I bet you that's what it is. I have no idea. I really don't know.
Yeah.
But the simple fact is they close at 6 o'clock.
I don't buy stuff from Starbucks anymore. I won't buy. They can. Nah, I'm not buying it from
I
anything
buy
from them anyway.
in my mind, it's a small enough expense, but it makes the wife happy. It makes her happy. So I can spend $8 and make her happy. Oh my gosh. All right, let me read through some chats, catch up on the chats real quick, and then I'll tell you guys the horrible thing that I pointed out to my wife this evening about what I'm going to get her for Christmas. Spoiler, I have nothing. No plans, no nothing. Whew. Glass Bottle says hi to Boomer. Glenn says, Balmy 65 in my town yesterday. Need to dig out the flip-flops. Oh, goodness. Tattle says, got a call from health benefits. I asked for a website. She repeated health benefits. I asked again. She said they didn't have one. When I asked how in 2004, she stated I asked how in 2024 they stayed in business and they hung up. I can believe that 100%. Dave's here. Dave says scam calls have dropped so much. Have Charlie Chicken has nothing to do. Oh, that's so sad. Christina says the boys lose their antlers, but the girls keep them later to defend their calves. I am Sami, the reindeer people. Very cool. That is interesting. Christina says, Avery, cryptids are Bigfoot. Avery, do you follow anything that has to do with cryptids and Bigfoot?
Cryptids?
Yeah.
I like some. Well, Bigfoot's a cryptid, but they're more than just Bigfoot.
New Jersey Devil. What's
Jersey Devils are cryptid. Wendigo. Yeah. The Wendigos are cryptid.
Wendigos, yeah.
Dogmen, werewolf.
What's the Chupacabra or whatever it is?
Chupacabra.
Chupacabra, yeah. So sad.
Like I've heard of maybe like some Dogman things up in North Georgia, some Bigfoot sightings in North Georgia.
Is that kind of stuff common in Georgia?
Not really.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of.
You live in a pretty civilized town. You're not in the backwoods. You're not in the backwoods with hills.
We're a small town.
Yeah.
And but I don't hear of anything from the hunters around here. If there's anything that people see, they don't talk about it.
It's all hush hush.
Yeah. Now up in the North Georgia, up in the mountains, that's some of that stuff can get a little spooky. Like Bloody Bones is one my grandfather used to scare us with.
Yeah.
That was a thing up in North Georgia.
Tarkorf says 80 kilometers an hour is 49.71 miles per hour. Like your temperature? Uh-huh. Darlene says, it will be just my husband, boys, and I on Christmas. Then we will try to get together with my sisters and kids in January. Very nice. Scammer says, Guardio blocks the Facebook scammers. When you click on the ad, that is a scam. Well, how do they know it's a scam? I mean, a lot of those Facebook ads look like legitimate ads. I don't know if how they identify scams. You know how it's an ad on Facebook. Boo! It's a scam. Maybe that's how they do it. Manuel says, "Hey to Tarkorf." BB says, "I'm trying to be good and stay out of the snacks and goodies I bought for Christmas. I have a chocolate orange that keeps calling my name. Oh boy."
I like those chocolate oranges.
MZC says, "I'm from Pakistan and am doing some telemarketing and providing the marketplace insurance. I want to quit this job." Well, if you can find a better one, but those telemarketing jobs, they suck. They do. Clifford's here. Hey, Clifford says, "Hey, Drew, Merry Christmas." Well, Merry Christmas to you too. Fantastic. Julie's here, says, "Mr. Screw with Scammers sent me over to watch your channel. Merry Christmas." Well, thank you very much. Screwing with Scammers says, thanks, Julie, for coming on over. And I do appreciate it. Absolutely. Manuel says, hey to Julie. Julie says, hello to Manuel. Julie says, hey to Screwing with Scammers. Zishi says, tell me this is a scam that I am doing. Well, I've said this before. There are legitimate call centers that work out of Pakistan and India, but there's a whole heck of a lot that aren't legitimate. So whether or not you're legitimate or not, I have no clue whatsoever. Let me ask you a question. This is a really simple one. Do you get a list of telephone numbers to call that do not have names? Do not have a name associated with the phone number. It's just simply a phone number. That's a good way of identifying a potentially scam center, call center, because you have no information whatsoever except for a telephone number. You know what I mean? Jonathan sent me $10 for cat treats. Thank you,
Nice.
Jonathan. They trust me. They do appreciate it. These cats. You know what's so funny? Jen yelled at me when I got home because my mother-in-law's not here. She usually goes and sits in the living room and she has the cat treats and the cats come running to her and she, doles them out. No big deal. Well, this morning when I got up before I left the house, I made sure everybody had a little bit of some of the cat treats. And then I took the container and I left it by my wife's chair in the other living room. And she said to me, she says, did you leave those damn cat treats next to my chair? And I said, yeah. I assumed they would, since you're the only one home, they would come running to you. And if it was nearby, you wouldn't have to go anywhere. You could just, grab the container. She said, Betsy, the monster, once she realized the container was sitting right there, went and knocked the damn thing over and splashed it on the floor and made a mess. And my wife was like, why would you leave it here? And it's all my fault. I did it.
You did.
Yeah. They helped. Don't worry. They helped her clean up the mess. They're very good.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
The dog helped too. He helped too. So.
Oh yeah.
He's very good at that kind of stuff. So. But yeah, she tries to stay as far away from the cat treats because the cats have trained my mother-in-law that when they come a running, she needs to get those cat treats out and be ready to go. And it frustrates the hell out of her, but she still does it. They have trained her. You know how they have those experiments where the bird or the monkey or whatever will touch the button and out will come the treats. They go and they touch her and she gives them treats. They've trained her very well. And she had to stop feeding them treats when she went into her bedroom because they would follow her in the bedroom and they would gang up on her while she was in bed sleeping because they wanted treats. Now they only get treats when she's sitting out in the living room at her chair. And so as soon as she sits down, she gets 4 or 5 cats just circling her. They don't come in my office and mess with me and ask for treats ever because I don't give them treats in here. But they have trained her. Not she's trained them. They have trained her.
Wow.
Damn cats. Robert says, beware the price increase of Starbucks as coffee prices have reached record high because of weather conditions in Brazil and Asia. I haven't noticed any of the prices going up. I did notice my Chinese restaurant, the prices have gone up. What's really sad is about a year ago or so, they replaced their menu. The menu that's above the registers behind the wall that has a lighted backdrop, not backdrop, where it's lit up from behind and it looks really nice. Well, I went in the other day, this was a few weeks ago, and they had masking tape down the row where the prices are, and they rewrote in prices. So they had these really brand new, very nice and clean and well organized signs that they had to put tape on and put new prices on. And they said they've got to order they've got to have new ones made. And it's like, it looks like crap, but that's what happens when they have to raise prices. And they raise prices for the lunch menu. My favorite lunch menu is teriyaki chicken. There was a time when it was $4.95, which is pretty damn good. It went up to $5.95, which is still okay. You get a good healthy portion of chicken and rice. It's now $6.50. So price increases, they're on the way. They're coming for us all. It's a Costanza says, I'd give my wife a Starbucks coffee grounds and tell her to make her coffee herself. I don't do that. Never, never. But yeah. Jim says, we got 3 Starbucks in the nearby, never been to one of them. Really? Well, it doesn't happen every single day. I'll take her by Starbucks after a doctor's appointment, and I pick her up a Starbucks on my way home from the store. From my store, not from every single store that I go to. And if I go to Target, where there's a Starbucks in the Target, I will get her a Starbucks when I leave. But I don't go to Target that often. So there are times I will treat her to a Starbucks. But it's just because in my mind, it's simple and it makes her very, very happy. And it's the simple things that make her happy. Manuel says, hey to Jonathan. BB says, don't go to Starbucks, but that is early. Yeah, 6 o'clock is kind of early. Tim says, I have never been to Starbucks. Jim says, we got 5 Dunkin' Donuts in my area. We actually have a Dunkin' Donuts like right down the street. I've never gotten coffee for her there. I don't know if she even likes the coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. I'll have to find out. You never know. Julie says, honestly, I've never been to a Starbucks. Wow, that's crazy. Darlene says, we have 2 Starbucks. My oldest son worked at the Target one, Target hours. Yep. Robert says, there are 3 Starbucks by me in Fredericksburg, Virginia. They all close at 9 p.m. See, that's not... Even 9 p.m. seems a little late to me, but I mean, at least, you know... Is anybody watching the show Landman with Billy Bob Thornton? The show is about guys that work on the oil fields, and there's been a couple episodes where every morning all the guys, they get in their trucks and they go out to the field and they line up at this place that serves coffee. And it's usually these absolutely drop dead gorgeous young ladies that are working there. And of course, you know, they probably work for tips and they get tipped all the time. But it's always, it's truck after truck after truck lined up behind each other. And it's not a Starbucks. It's like maybe some, I don't know what the name of the company is, but it's probably like the only one in town or something. But if they put a Starbucks in there, the Starbucks would probably make a killing. But I doubt they'd have the dress code that these young ladies have. So needless to say, it's a good show. If you haven't watched it, it's a good show. David says, Julie, you're not missing much. Oh, boy. Clifford says, the 3 in my mom's town where I am now close at 7, 8, and 9. I live in Canada, though. You guys have Starbucks up in Canada? I'm assuming you probably do. I mean, Starbucks is everywhere. But Screwing with Scammers says, Dutch Brothers coffee is way better than Starbucks. I don't think I've ever heard of a Dutch Brothers. At least there's actually a coffee, like a small drive-up coffee place that's being built in the grocery store parking lot down the street from us. It's been under construction for a long time. I have no idea if the thing's ever going to open. It's not a Starbucks. It's just another coffee place, but it's the facade of the building looks like it's finally finished, but they still have the chain link fence around it. So it's not ready to open yet, but it seems like it's been in that condition for a long, long time. But, oh well. Tattle says, healthcare benefit scammer called. I asked one question. Could I get some information about your company? He hung up without another word. It's always weird how they don't want to give any information. They don't want to. Very simple questions that you could ask any person calling you, claiming to be from a legitimate business. Very simple questions, and they cannot handle it. And I find it hilarious at the simple questions that they cannot handle, you know, and asking them about the company they're calling from is usually one of those things that they just, nope, can't do it. and they give up. Ask questions, guys. Ask questions of every single person that calls you. Do it. It's important. BB says, yeah, no one wants to work these days, or they want so much money it makes it hard to hire people. Tim says, I got my wife Wendy's chili the other night. Oh boy, we have a Wendy's right down the street from us. I don't know if I told you guys, but I went in there the other day to get something. My mother-in-law had a craving for a Wendy's cheeseburger, and come to find out the Wendy's is closing. It's now closed. As of like last Sunday, it's closed. So it was never a very busy place, that Wendy's. Plus we have a Chick-fil-A right down the street that's always busy, and we have a Whataburger, which is my all-time favorite. Manuel says, hey, Clifford, welcome back. Julie says, just make my own coffee at home. It's much cheaper and easier. Ain't that the truth? We have the Keurig with all the little cup thing. Needless to say, guys, I don't drink coffee. I really have. I have drank. Yes, that's appropriate. As much coffee as I have drank. Is it drank or drunken? Drank. I have consumed as much coffee as I have consumed alcohol, which is very little of either. I never did the coffee. Never, ever did. And I've been on road trips where I'll have like one of those the cold ones that you can get out, coffee you can get out of a can, just to give me a little bit of pep. But that's it. Rarely ever do I. When I go to Starbucks and I order something for me, Avery's going to say this is girlish, this is teenage girlish. But the one thing I always get if I'm going to get something for me is the strawberry and cream Frappuccino, which has no coffee in it. It's literally just strawberry flavoring and whipped cream and ice, and that's it. That's what I get. Strawberries and cream. Yes, that's a 13-year-old girl's drink, and that's what I've drank. That's what I've consumed. I know I'm going to screw it up. BB says, "Oh no, Drew, that ain't good to not have anything for your wife." Well, no, I did bring her. I did not bring her nothing. I went to Panera's and got her favorite soup, and I picked her up a chocolate croissant. So I got something special for her. Absolutely. But I failed on the coffee portion, the coffee part of it. I take good care of her. Y'all got to realize I'm 30 plus years. I take care of her. Darlene says we have 2 Dunkin' Donuts. Okay. Tarkor says no Starbucks. Prefer my Keurig coffee maker. Well, I make my mother-in-law coffee every morning using the Keurig, but I always take good special care. I either buy a white chocolate creamer that I'll mix in, or a peppermint, and I always add a little bit of whipped cream to the top of it as a little extra, and that's my specialty for her. Jim says to Julie, I just bought a pod coffee maker. We like ours. I like mine, even though I don't ever drink. Actually, no. I was about ready to say I never drink anything from it. That is not true. I have gotten boxes of hot chocolate and had hot chocolate from there, but I don't do coffee. Glenn says, going to Christmas at my daughter's uncles on the ex-wife side of the family. I call them the cousin-in-laws. My daughter's uncle on the ex-wife side of the family. Very good. Good job. Julie says to Jim, good. It's fun to make coffee and other delicious drinks. Jim says to Julie, right. BB says, screwing with scammers. I've gotten leery of clicking on many of the Facebook posts unless they are from my friends. I will click on the comments first to see if it's a legit post. You guys know that one of the indicators that somebody has access to your Facebook account is that they send friend requests to people who are already your friends. So if somebody reaches out to you and says, hey, I just got a friend's request from you, but we've been friends for years, that's usually an indication that somebody has accessed your Facebook account. My mother-in-law got it just the other day, where one of her cousins reached out and said, "Hey, I got a friend's request from you," and we're already friends. So of course we went in and immediately logged her out of all devices, changed her password, updated the password to something new and fresh, and logged her back in on just her computer and just her cell phone. I don't know exactly to what extent they'd actually accessed her account. I don't think they get access. I don't think there's a lot of that happening, but it's better safe than sorry. Change your passwords. It's a very important thing. So Glenn says, we aren't a small time anymore. Now live, that we now have 2 Walmarts. Oh, wow. Very good. See, I'm kind of spoiled because I call them the 4 corners. I literally have 4 Walmarts within like a 10-mile radius of where I live. I have one literally down the street, and I have one back behind Regency, then on Beach Boulevard, and then up closer to the beach on the other side. And those are the 4 that I visit regularly, pretty regularly. There are more Walmarts, but those are what I call the 4 corners. So we call that my mother-in-law's Walmart, Mike's Walmart, Granny's Walmart, and then the Walmart at the beach. No, but nobody claims that one. Nobody lives anywhere near that one. So, yeah. BB says, I don't think screwing with scammers means ads, but posts. Okay. Julie says, shout out to Screwing with Scammers. They're amazing people and absolutely hilarious. They are. I have watched many of their videos and have a good time with it. Christina says, Drew, you get your packaged Starbucks. Drew, you get her packaged Starbucks coffee. I usually just buy her just a cup of hot coffee. It's, it's more expensive that way, but it makes her happy. It's convenient, Jonathan's Merry Christmas all. Absolutely, my friend. Merry Christmas to you. Sarah says, what is your opinion about Area 51? I don't think I have an opinion about it. Avery?
No, not really.
Screwing with
they're doing something messed up out there, but
yeah, well, Screwing with Scammers says Z or MZ is a troll. Sure, it's all right. We allow trolls in here as long as they behave and don't ask for me to show off, naked parts of my body. That's where I draw the line. Manuel says Merry Christmas all to Jonathan. Jim says, Screwing with Scammers, he is. Yes. It's a Costanza says, Screwing with Scammers should join a call when you destroy a scammers in a video. Laugh out loud. Hey, you never know. This new year, we might have to try some new stuff next year, Julie says, I agree. Screwing with Scammers should join in on a call. Christina says, MZ teach at a school. Not sure what that means, but okay. BB says, friends of mine, who is also a neighbor, gave me a pillow that has a picture of my cat on it. I was so touched, so sweet of her, almost cried. Oh, goodness. Screwing with Scammers says, Costanza, I am up for that. Tim says, Screwing with Scammers, love the character Dr. George Jetson. Very good. BB says it's a Costanza, I remember when I was little, my folks would buy unground coffee and then grind it at the store. But don't see that these days. Yeah, I don't know. Do they sell unground coffee? I mean, I'm sure they do, and I'm sure there's people out there that like to grind their own. But
you can still buy it. It's not as common as it used to be.
Okay, I'm sure they have grinders that you can have, home grinders. Or my wife's grandmother she had to have coffee every single morning, and my wife would have the pot already ready to go. All you had to do was flip the switch. But she was a ground coffee drinker person, where my wife does the K cups, the Keurig cups, and so does my mother-in-law. They just, one individual cup in the morning. That's all they need. But Granny was the pot girl, the pot of coffee girl, where she would have 2 or 3 cups, every morning. Like clockwork.
Oh, I used to drink like 2 or 3 pots of coffee a day.
Really? See, I never drank coffee, to that point. Never got into that. That was never a thing.
In the winter, I would drink at least 2 pots a day.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's like, effects of that later on in life, but never got into it. Screwing with Scammer says, thanks to Tim. BB says, I'm a tea drinker, love the smell of coffee, but don't drink it. My parents were also tea drinkers, hot tea drinkers. Never did hot tea either. Never touched the stuff. Hell, I didn't do, it was Avery and the guys thought this was really funny. I didn't drink eggnog till a couple years ago, and I did it on a live stream. Remember that, Avery?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never touched this stuff. I am a very milk toast when it comes to drinks.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper, Diet Coke, and water. That's like it.
Chicken nuggets with barbecue sauce.
I had some just the other day.
It's like he hasn't even graduated to like chicken tendies. It's still chicken nuggets.
Still chicken nuggets. Well, what it is McDonald's has that $5 meal, which comes with a double cheeseburger, a small fry, a small drink, and a 4-piece chicken nuggets. And I will get that from my mother-in-law, and she never ever really ever eats the chicken nuggets, so I always get the chicken nuggets. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 little piece chicken nuggets. That's good. That'll work for me. Tarkor says, my cat thumps the food plate when empty and hungry. The cats, 2 of them at least, will go up to her, sit on her chair, on the arm of her chair, and they will claw at her to get her attention. And she hates it. And there's 2 of them. It's 2 boys, and she's like, don't scratch me, don't scratch me. And that's it. They're just saying, hey, give us food, give us treats. Like, they taught you how to do it. Glenn says, every wife rule: if you are wrong, it's your fault. If you are right, it's still your fault.
Yeah,
it's very true. It's very true. Sarah says,
if you have French fries, even though they say they don't want any when you order food, they'll eat some of yours.
It's okay.
It's any woman. It's almost any woman you're around.
I try very hard to plan ahead for what my wife or my mother-in-law are going to want. Sometimes it never works out the way I want it to. Sometimes I nail it. I get it perfect, and I know what they want. I take care of it, and I'm done. It's great. And then other times it's so far off the mark. There are times where I'll ask my mother-in-law. Says, well, what would you like to eat, or whether it's dinner or lunch or whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm just going to go down to Whataburger, and I'm going to get a burger. So if she says she wants a burger, perfect. She'll throw me for a loop and go, I haven't had Five Guys in a long time. How about a Five Guys burger? It's like, the closest Five Guys is not right down the street. It's literally on the other side of town. But I'll go and get it for her. I'll do it if she wants it. What?
I don't know where you're at then.
What do you mean?
What part of town you're on?
Oh, well, when I say other side of town, I'm saying Beach Boulevard compared to Atlantic.
Oh, that's not that far. That's the same side of town.
It's not.
That's the same side of town.
There's a lot of traffic between Atlantic and Beach.
But that's the same side of town.
Yes, it is. It's not like
those
going to
roads
Orange
run
Park
parallel to each other.
Yes,
that's the same side of town, Andrew.
I know. That's why I do not complain. I just do it. Sarah says, Robert, do you know where McLean, Virginia is? Darlene says, my cat sits and stares at me when she wants her food. Laugh out loud. Richard. Oh, Richard. Hey, Richard. How's it going? How long ago was this?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, geez, that was 15 minutes ago. He says, hey, Avery, my sporting mod deuce yet?
No, I can't get a mod deuce. You know that? I'd love to
Good
have
evening,
one.
Andrew, got your email, buddy. Thank you. Okay, excellent. Richard's my good buddy. He's good.
Yeah, Richard's awesome.
Tim says, bought a 2.5 honey baked ham today, almost $40.
For
So
a 2.5 pounder? Oh my god.
so my wife, my mother-in-law, my mother-in-law. Let me rewind. My mother calls my wife and says, "Hey, for Christmas, can you bring a soup? A what was this? It starts with an M. It's like the
Minestrone.
Italian minestrone soup, right?" And my wife's never made it before. She's like, "Yeah, I can do that. I mean, it's not impossible." Well, she gave me a list. She gave me a list. I don't know where it's at, of the ingredients she needs for the minestrone soup to make it from scratch. And she came back and said the price tag was probably about $50 to get everything. And then she put underneath it, you can get a container of minestrone soup from Olive Garden that'll feed 12 for $29.
Yeah.
I think we're going to cheat. We're going to cheat this year and probably order it up like Monday, pick it up Monday evening and have it ready for Wednesday. So,
yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Jonathan sent me $5 super sticker. Thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate it, sir. You're a good man.
9 o'clock.
Oh, crap. I'm sorry. All right. Yeah, you're right. It is 9 o'clock. All right. Let me just run through real quick. There's a bunch of more stuff in here. Oh, Pez came in. Hey, Pez, how's it going? Pez was here. Nigella came in as well. I hadn't got to Nigella's either. Oh, goodness gracious. You guys are awesome. Let's see if there's anybody else I missed. You know, there was a time when I used to be able to do this. We didn't go through the list of Christmas movies.
Oh, you forgot.
Crap, I forgot all about that.
You talked about Starbucks for an hour.
I talked about Starbucks for way too long. I am so sorry, guys. We're just going to have to do it next week. I mean, it's still technically the holiday season. So, all right. Guys, I thank you all for joining. We have to wrap up. Avery's got pillaging and
you can keep going, but I got to go.
No, I'm tired. I got to go too.
Okay.
So. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for joining. I appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, a fantastic week, a very, very Merry Christmas. I hope everybody is safe. And if anybody's out there traveling, you travel safe. And as I always say, if you get calls like the ones I get, either hang up on them or screw with them like I do.
Yeah.
And if you do screw with them, be like Glenn and record it and share it. Remember the golden rule. Screw and share. Good night, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining. And please, Merry Christmas. And I'm so looking forward to next year. Next year is going to be awesome. And it's all because of you guys. You guys are great.
Yay.
Except for Avery.
Except for me. I'm a jerk.
He's a jerk. Love you, dude. All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Be good.